Hey all, welcome back to another entry of the strongest teams from a game, where I ask you, the viewer, the best team you've ever used. Last time, I covered some teams for Fire Red and Leaf Green, and you guys had some pretty awesome choices. Today, we cover Heartgold and Soulsilver, and as per usual, I asked you guys on a community post what teams you all used. This week, I chose 5 teams that were pretty strong and unique. There are also some pretty underrated mons that really caught my attention that I knew I had to talk about. You guys got some really good taste in Pokemon and team, and I'm really looking forward to showcasing the ones for this week. Anywho though, let's see what you guys got and spotlight some of these teams. The first team comes from Sev DeWolf, who chose Typhlosion, Lapras, Pinsir, Nidoqueen, Ampharos, and Ursaring. I've used all these mons before, one way or another. Typhlosion is an amazing starter for Johto, and I love the fact it gets Lava Plume upon evolution. Flamethrower is also learned at level 42, so that's pretty awesome as well. Lapras is obviously pretty amazing, as I've talked about this Nessie several times in my Johto best teams. You get it at level 20 on Friday nights in the Union Cave. A mon that really caught my interest was Pinsir. I've talked about this mon before in the best bug type teams for every game. It's got great physical attack, and surprisingly a decent level up set as well. X-Scissor at level 30? That's solid. Brick Break at level 21? I mean, watch out for rollout on Miltank, but at the same time, I see Pinsir doing very well against Whitney. It's practically Heracross just without the fighting type. Ursaring is the next mon that caught my attention. I don't like that it's version exclusive, and I hate the fact it's so late to obtain, being available on Route 45. In Pokemon Crystal, you could get it inside of Dark Cave towards the very beginning of the game. I really wish that they could have brought this back, but alas. I still like the fact that you did choose to use Ursaring though. It's awesome. Ampharos is the best electric type Pokemon to use in the game, just because of the availability for it in my opinion. It sucks you can't get Electivire until the power plant. Lastly is Nidoqueen, and this mon is pretty underrated. It's got powerful potential, and I actually wound up using it on a few of my most underrated teams so far. So, great team, Sev. I love how you used Ursaring, despite how late it was to get it. The next team up is from Zed. For Alligator, Gengar, Fearow, Arcanine, Heracross, and Electrode. Feraligatr is an amazing starter, and the fact it now gets Ice Fang makes it more solid than it was in Gen 2, plus physical water attacks. For Gengar, I'm glad you had access to trait evolutions, or if you used the randomizer, you clicked Impossible Evos. Gengar is awesome, and I don't think I need to get into why it is. Fearow is next, and I always say I think Fearow is the best flyer. You get it very early, and it has the stats to back it up. Arcanine and Heracross are pretty self-explanatory. Heracross decimates Whitney, and Arcanine is a very good fire Pokemon. Just remember how to get the Fire Stone. It's not that hard. The last mon is Electrode. And honestly, despite it being my least favorite Pokemon, I can't deny that it's not bad. 150 base speed and 80 special attack is very good, especially for in-game. Plus, not to mention, you can actually find a Voltorb in Olivine City after trading an NPC a Krabby. I actually kind of forgot about that until recently, so you can actually get Voltorb a tad earlier. I still think Ampharos is better due to getting access to Discharge via level up. Running Self-Destruct is kind of addicting though. Or if you have good luck on Voltorb Flip, the Thunderbolt TM is available. The third team up is from Joseph Jones, consisting of Typhlosion, Togetic, Sudowoodo, Shiny Gyarados, Shuckle, and Dragonite. This team theme I've actually never thought of, but it's pretty fun. The theme is static encounters and gift mons. Typhlosion I've mentioned already. Togetic is next, and I gotta say, I hate the fact that you can't evolve it until post-game, like I've been mentioning a lot lately. But if you can wait until then, it can help you out pretty well against Red. I can't deny Togekiss's power though, so if you hold on the Togetic for the entire game without evolving it, props to you. Sudowoodo is actually pretty underrated. I also covered it on my top 10 most underrated mons for Gold, Silver, and Crystal. I would say it follows suit in the Johto remakes, and it's pretty strong for the time you get it as well. It's a solid pure rock type, and the fact it gets Stab Rock Slide at level 33 is pretty damn cool. Johto's static and gift mons are pretty strong, surprisingly, and we all know how powerful Gyarados is. I would deem it better than Feraligatr as well, getting Aqua Tail at level 35. Plus, Dragon Dance via level up? Come on now. It's also a free dope red shiny. Can't go wrong. This next choice was really interesting, being good old Shucky. I gotta ask, I'm kinda lost. What was it like running this thing in game? Did you have a specific moveset? Let me know down in the comments below. I honestly gotta know, dude. The last mon was Dragonite, and the gifted one for Heartgold and Soulsilver has extreme speed. Dragonite is amazing, but you'll be stuck with Dragonair in the league unless of course you grind it to 55. Don't you just love that lovely Johto level curve? Next comes from YT Kami Reese. For Alligator, Togekiss, Electivire, Arcanine, Espeon, and Gengar. I've gone through the majority of these mons already, aside from Espeon and Electivire. This team is a case of post-game mons, but as I said earlier with Togekiss, just because they're post-game doesn't mean you can't deny their power. Togekiss is worth the wait if you have the patience. Once you grab that shiny stone, Red's gonna be in trouble. I love the fact that Electivire is given some spotlight though. Electabuzz unfortunately can't be found until the power plant, but you can still train it during the Kanto part of the postgame and still give it a try during the Kanto gym run. Kanto is part 2 of Heartgold and Soulsilver after all. I also love the fact that trade evolutions are getting love here, because I know not everyone has access to these, especially in today's day and age if you're using a cartridge. Some people do have access to it though. Also, with this combo of post-game mons plus trade evolutions, it really does show the potential Heartgold and Soulsilver could have had if these mons were available earlier. Imagine having access to Togekiss and Electivire for the majority of the game. The amount of fun someone could have is pretty astronomical. Even though 2 of these mons are post-game, I love that Kami still used them nonetheless. I want to give this team a try myself, as I am a huge Electivire fan. If you have a copy of Pokemon Platinum though, these mons can be used pre-post game via trade. It just sucks you can't get these earlier without trade. Also, I forgot about Espeon. You get it pretty early on, and it's a pretty solid psychic type. Not as great as Alakazam, but still very good nonetheless. And the last team is from Christian Thomi. Typhlosion, Quagsire, Crobat, Heracross, Jolteon, and Tauros. This is a pretty generic Heartgold and Soulsilver team, but just because it's generic doesn't mean that it's not powerful. Every single one of these mons is very good, especially the first 4 I mentioned. Jolteon is very fast, and its special attack is also great. It just sucks because its level up pool kinda blows. Thunder is needed, or if you have patience for the Thunderbolt TM, that can be obtained from the infamous Game Corner. Just have fun at Voltorb Flip. If you can get this thing to learn T-Bolt though, it's incredible to use. Quagsire is an incredible water type option, being available very early, and the ground typing is amazing as well, having access to Earthquake via level up at level 36. I still think Fearow is better than Crobat because Fearow's normal stab gives it more power, but Crobat is still solid even though its stab poison doesn't really help out a lot. Its power and speed can't be denied though, and it's still a great option as a flyer. Lastly is Tauros, and this thing is a truck. I've talked about Tauros a bit lately in my Strongest Mons and Generations series. Tauros, despite it not being the Gen 1 beast it was, still is amazing for Heartgold and Soulsilver. Run Return or Strength on this thing, and watch it go to work. It also gets Zen Headbutt via level up, at level 29 at the earliest. That's very impressive. Well, that concludes the strongest teams for Heartgold and Soulsilver provided by you, the viewer. I enjoyed this series because I got to see through the lens of you guys. These teams were super fun to cover, especially the Electivire one. It really shows the potential of what teams could be like if more mons were available earlier in the games. Storm Silver and Sacred Gold are solid ROM hacks that actually do Heartgold and Soulsilver some justice. And I would actually recommend playing those if you guys want a very good Heartgold and Soulsilver experience. But anywho though, what did you guys think of these teams? Let me know your thoughts down below, and be on the lookout for the next time I post a community tab involving team suggestions. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my content. With Scarlet and Violet DLC on the way, we have a lot to be excited for. Not just that though, but I've got a bunch of other cool series planned throughout the year that I'm sure you guys will love. If you want to support my other forms of content, over on Mystic Reads, I read fanfics. One of them right now is Road to be a Pokemon Master Kanto Edition, where Ash and Serena start from the very beginning and journey through Kanto together. On Mystic Umbreon Shorts, I do other exclusive Pokemon content such as Pokemon Facts, and on Saturdays I upload my top 5 favorite Pokemon of a type. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an excellent day.